Hello guys, Sergey here. This is my first ever Facebook Live. I'm not sure how it will turn out, so I'm a bit nervous, but that's okay, I think. I have a very fancy setup here today. I borrowed the whiteboard from my kids. I have the bookshelf behind me, so I think that makes me a proper internet marketeer. So I have also a very good microphone. It's a Rode microphone for broadcasting, like $10 on Amazon. So what we will be talking today, I want to actually reveal my positioning system to you, because I see a lot of people are quite confused what actually makes a good positioning. And how to define it and what it is that you call your niche. So first, let me just make sure that I am visible and that I'm audible. And if you have any questions, please drop them. It might be that there will be no one watching. It might be that actually someone will watch. Also, it might be the case that my kids will wake up because I just put them to sleep. Okay, so positioning. I won't be going into too much theory today, maybe later, but basically I have this whiteboard behind me for a reason. I want to draw a very easy schematic view of what positioning is and how to position your business. I think it works best for service businesses in the B2B space. If you're running an agency, a consultancy, this type of thing. So basically, with no further ado, we will just start. And let's see how it goes. Maybe I will delete it later in order not to embarrass myself, but I was always wanting to try, so let's do this. So a lot of people confuse positioning with the target market or ideal customer or audience. And none of them are wrong, but what I actually found that most people don't bring all the things together. So for most people, positioning or niche is about coming up with this magic phrase that will describe your market in the most amazing way. I saw a lot of people spending some time in dictionaries to find this perfect word that will make their definition tick. While it might be useful at the later stages, but definitely not in the beginning. In the beginning, it's really about understanding your customers, understanding what they need, because if you don't understand your customers, you don't understand what to do. Okay, thank you, Raris. I see we have people live. That's nice. 4 people watching. Very nice. Okay, so basically, whenever it comes to positioning, we need to come up with a niche, but not niche in a definition that there is some imaginary corner in the world that will appreciate your services. No, you need to understand who your customers are, what their mental state is, and how you can contribute to their aspirations. So let me make use of my whiteboard here. Again, I borrowed this from my kids, so it's not the fanciest one. So the first circle of the positioning is called target market. So target market. And sorry for my handwriting, it's horrible, I know, I'm left-handed. But it's fine. So target market. Target market is the most generic definition of your target market. It's exactly what it is. So let's take an example I gave yesterday in one of my posts about the branding agency. So the branding agency, and they decide to all of a sudden focus on the restaurants. So they think they decided to focus on the restaurants and it's enough. So they think target market is restaurants and that's their niche. Well, not yet, because so target market is the most generic definition of your niche. it's the first step to actually narrow down on your niche. So let's take our example, and let's say that we are talking about the restaurants. So that's your target market. This is economic or demographic definition of people you want to serve. So demographic, and if you are more B2C kind of service, or what they call firmographic if you are B2B kind of service. So like number of employees they have, size of the turnover, etc., etc. Now, the second part of our positioning puzzle is called ideal customer. I think it's the only pen I have in the house, but it might be running low. So ideal customer. Now, again, in a lot of cases, I see people using these terms interchangeably: target market, ideal customer, this or that. And also, whenever it comes to ideal customer, people start talking about this persona or customer avatar, which is really useless exercise, to be honest, because they just start visualizing some perfect days of a Jane that loves Starbucks, that is outgoing, that has a lot of kids. Like it might be useful, but for businesses that are much later in their growth cycle. We are now talking about businesses that are either just starting out or 2 to 5 years into business and really want to kind of narrow down their focus. So ideal customer. Ideal customer is part of your target market that is currently the best suited for your services. For example, it's not necessarily the ideal customer in terms of their characteristics. I think the best alternative to the ideal customer is stage of their journey. So ideal customer is not really ideal customer, it's more stage of their journey. So which part of your target market is currently at the stage of their journey where you can contribute the most to their growth or to their aspirations or to their problems. Coming back to our restaurant example, Jesus, this pen is really bad. Restaurants example. Again, if you will just say that you're a branding agency that targets restaurants out there, it really doesn't do any good, nor for you nor for your clients, because for you it will be more like a limitation, and for your target clients they will be like, okay, this guy focuses on restaurants, whatever. So what you really have to do is to define this stage of their journey. And in our restaurant example, the stage of the journey might be they have 2 restaurants and now they want to expand into a franchise. So stage of their journey, the restaurant that wants to scale, for example. So once, oh my God, this is horrible. Once, I really need to press hard. Wants to scale. So ideal customer, better defined as stage of their journey, and restaurants that wants to scale. Now you can imagine that now not all the restaurants need this problem solved. So not every restaurant that you see downstairs of your house or wherever you live or work wants to scale. Some of them are fine being one-man show. Some are mom and pop shops that are there for 20 years. So they don't really care about growth. Or, for example, if you're again the branding agency, so the example that we are talking about today, you can, if it's a mom and pop shop, they will never pay a lot for branding because unless it's one mom and pop shop that is eyeing a Michelin star or something like that. But again, ignore that can be another stage of the restaurant journey. Restaurant that wants to be recognized by international press or something like that. So now we take this example of the restaurant that wants to scale through franchising, for example. Now, you as a branding agency can help them to achieve that, right? So they, as a restaurant that wants to scale, they will not go to Fiverr or wherever and buy a $5 logo, right? Because if they are serious about scaling, if they want to have 100 restaurants, 200 restaurants, 500 restaurants, they need to make sure that the logo is proper, that the brand book is right, that it actually contributes to their growth. So, stage of their journey. Our target market are restaurants. Part of that target market is our ideal customer, because stage of their journey that they want to scale. Now, so that's their current state. We draw now a third circle, and that third circle will literally define our niche. So we still have 5 people on live. That is good. I was expecting it 0. We also have some comments. So hi Vlad, hi Raris. Yes, people are still defining their niche. Cool. So third circle of our market positioning exercise. So third circle, let's make sure it's visible. So third circle that defines our niche, so the final step, is our service. So our service. Our service. So because without our service, our niche is not completely defined yet. Because if that's a restaurant that wants to scale, there might be a plethora of problems they want to solve. They might need the legal support, they might need accounting support, right? So the final part of the niche or market positioning secret is this, our service. And in our case, in our example, is branding. I really need to prepare better next time. Branding service. You guys can read, right? Okay. Branding service. So now what do we have here in our positioning mix? Our target markets, restaurants, at the stage that they want to scale, and they're looking for a branding service that can help them to achieve that. Now, this is not complete yet, but we are getting there. Hi, Nicholas. Thanks. Good that it's interesting. But, so the exercise is not yet complete, but the niche definition is complete. And your niche on this amazing Venn graph is here, as you might have guessed, right? So this small part of your target market is your niche. Niche is defined, yes. And with this is where all your efforts, this is this magical thing that everyone is looking for. So this is exactly your niche. And we can leave it as it is. So let me just niche. Yes, it's really horrible. I need to get better at it. But it's my first live, okay? Give me some break. I will improve, I promise. So this is your niche. What do you do next with this? Now, this is the magic. This is the magic why I had to draw it in this weird way. Now, part of your target market, so some of the restaurants that are out there already have this problem solved, right? So your ideal customer, for example, is the restaurant that wants to scale. But in the target market, there are already a lot of restaurants that scaled. Oh, my kids woke up, but it's fine. You can expect a few of them coming. In this target market, there are already restaurants that scaled, right? So they don't need your service. I mean, you can be the best branding agency out there, but they are already scaled and they already have their branding problem solved. So for example, McDonald's or Subway. I mean, they definitely have branding projects, but they are much a different level. That these are not projects that you want to get as the agency for now. So here, part of this is the part of target market that your ideal customer wants to become, right? So they want to be here. So they want to scale, and here we have restaurants that are already scaled. Now your service, your branding service, simply helps them to move from their desired state to from their current state, so the current stage of their journey, to their desired stage where they want to be. And this transformation, what really makes your niche come to life. That's why you need this niche that everyone is talking about, because just target market, just ideal customer, just your service does not make your niche, does not make your target market. What makes your niche or what makes your positioning work and what makes it tick is actually this transformation that your customers will be looking at. So in our example, restaurants that want to scale and looking for branding services for that. And now this transformation is what you will be putting in your copy, is what you will be adjusting in your service description. So for example, you will not go generic and you will not talk about, hey, yeah, we are a branding agency that can do brochures, that can do that, this and that. Because for your target market, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters, they want to make sure that you understand that they want to scale, or they want to understand that you know how to solve these kind of problems for them, and that you understand them. Now, this is very high level, of course. For example, in my program, what I do with my customers, there are sets of questions here, here, and here, and here, and here that actually help us to expand the definition and kind of put answers to these specific questions in their sales copy, in their website copy, in their posts on Facebook. For example, every post that I write also comes from this. So I have my graph, for example, for my ideal customers, it's here. And basically it has all the answers, or the small and big things that they might care about. So, with no further ado, I don't want to make this first live too long. I don't want to occupy internet for any longer, and also my kids are awake now. Do you guys have any questions? I still have 5 people on the line. I'm really impressed, and 3 comments. I think I was expecting 0 comments and likes. So thank you for your support, guys. It's really great. So, any questions? I understand that this might be a bit theoretical still, even though I gave an example. So what I want to be doing from now on, I want to take cases from you guys, and we will be doing the breakdown live to make sure that it actually works for you, that you understand. Because even for me, I came up with this framework of my career, and I'm really eager to test it and to understand how it works. So I know it works for me, I know it works for my client, I know it worked for my previous businesses, but yeah, I really want to make sure it is scalable, because one day I want to write a book that will change the face of marketing with this. So Rares, for someone concerned on limitations, on the given example that agency will clearly get a lot of clients like new restaurants, but also all sorts of other businesses. I'm not sure I understand your question, Rares. Is it a question or is it just a comment? I see a lot of people, also the comments I got when I talk about positioning or specialization. Sorry, English is not my first language, so excuse me for my mistakes if I have any. But a lot of people, when they think about the positioning, they think about the limiting factor that, okay, once I define my services as for restaurants only, or in our case for restaurants that want to scale, they start talking about the fact that, okay, I really don't want to limit myself, I want to work with all kinds of businesses. I mean, the funny thing is, once you specialize yourself in the smallest part of the market, you will be surprised how self-relieving it is, if there is such a word, because once you know your customers, you know what to do. It's one of the mottos that actually my research process gave me back. So my customer wrote, once you understand your customers, you know what to do. That's why we need positioning. And also there is this guy, maybe some of you heard his podcast or read his book, Jocko Willink, and he has this phrase, discipline equals freedom. Because a lot of people think about creative freedom or personal freedom as this kind of no schedule type of lifestyle when you can just do whatever you want in the moment, but actually this results in a lot of stress and burnout. So same applies to the positioning. Once your positioning is very generic, for example, we had a flower business, and when we started, our positioning was like flowers for everyone. Everyone wants flowers, right? And we started like that. We thought it was true. We believed in this, but after 2 years, we realized that it really makes our life stressful, because we have online shop, we have weddings, we have corporate clients, we have this, we have that, and whenever you want to promote your agency or kind of know what to improve in your service, you're like, okay, let me improve my website now, let me improve my account management with my corporate clients, let me now create new collection. You always have these numerous hats. But then we realized, okay, let's sit down and understand what kind of service we can really focus on, what service we are good at, and which service we enjoy, and let's just try this for a couple of months, and if it will not work, we can always bring our website back or something like that. And it was so relieving because we all of a sudden we knew what to do. So we decided in our case to focus on the corporate segment, and even more so in that corporate segment on the VIP concierge services. And we all of a sudden knew what to do, because we knew what our customers wanted, we knew how they liked it, and we improved our service for them specifically. So that was very self-liberating. So Raris, you said it was just a statement. You can imagine a common situation like, hi, I'm Mr. X, you help Y on their branding, and I heard good things about your agency. We are financial consultants. Will you go, okay. So you mean you positioned yourself as a branding agency for restaurants, and restaurants love you and they recommend you to others. Exactly. So, I mean, your positioning is really to attract customers, to make this process at least a bit automated. Then it's up to you. I mean, if still from the reference you have other clients that you might enjoy serve, or you want to experiment and you know that you can help them, definitely go for it. That's exactly why it works so well, because you still get other clients, and then it's your decision whether to take them or not. But it's not your decision at the point where you are hunting for new business and then you don't know where to go. So it's really not one versus the other, it's other way around. Okay, so we don't have more questions, I guess, for now. We already had 5 questions more than I expected. So thank you guys. So it was my first live. It went okay, not bad. I kind of liked it. I feel myself like a star. I will improve my setup a bit next time. Leave the comments if you have any ideas. What else can we do? But yeah, so from now on, I want to break down your cases or take cases of the existing businesses and just show how this framework is applied there. So let me know whether you liked it or not, and see you next time. Bye.